Live from TikTok headquarters, it's Can I Say Something Real Quick Before We're Banned edition. Now, your ring bearer, Damien.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to After Dark. May your beer be laid under enchantment of surpassing excellence for 7 years. Across me, we have everyone's favorite troglodyte Philistine.
Gage!
And today we have a very special guest. He's a boomer, he's a millennial, and he's got his finger on the pulse of a geriatric anus.
It's Andy.
On this week's show, we'll be discussing what we've been watching, including the Lord of the Rings trilogy, react videos, but first we'll be getting into why Giantbomb, in my opinion, has been declining in quality over the past few years. Right into the show, bicycle@gmail.com, bicycle on Twitter, BISICKLE. Subscribe on iTunes, Stitcher, Google Play, Spotify, all the stuff. What's up, fellas? How we doing?
Doing good, buddy. Doing good. How you doing?
Good.
Doing good, doing good. My team...
I'd like to issue a formal apology for my last drunken intrusion that I don't really remember.
Okay, that's fine.
Yeah.
All right, cool. My team...
I feel like everybody gets a drunken intrusion.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, I'm halfway there right now. So.
Yeah.
Okay. So we're on pace. We'll get there.
Yeah. Congratulations to the Philadelphia Pies for winning the Blaseball championship 2 years in a row.
Damien, what is Blaseball?
Well, Dion, I'm glad you asked. Blaseball is a fantasy baseball league that is entirely run by AI. Let's see. It was started, I want to say, 2 years ago. Let's see. Reading an article from PC Gamer, it says, at the end of the first season of Blaseball, not baseball, the votes are tallied and the forbidden book was opened. A solar eclipse resulted. The Empire's eyes turned white. The Moab Desert was swallowed by a hellmouth, and a player named Jalen Hotdog Fingers immediately burst into flames and was completely incinerated. That's a pretty grim series of events, but things are tough everywhere. Right now, real Major League has some Major League problems. Ha ha ha. Despite keeping fans away from the parks and protecting players, COVID-19 is sweeping through the majors. So what is Blaseball? It's a website that simulates an off-kilter version of baseball, and each season lasts only a week. Members can follow games in real life and bet entirely with fake coins on the outcomes. Rules change, and other events can be voted on during each season by fans who have subscribed. So you go in and you can, with your coins, you can vote on different modifiers for the next season. Some modifiers are the last place team in the league will be eliminated from the league and replaced with a new team. The team with the most fans will evolve. Let's see, the bottom 4 teams in the league gain a 4th strike. It will take 4 strikes to strike out any batter on their team for the following season and postseason. So... that is basically what Blaseball is. Blaseball? Yeah. Blaseball. Yeah.
Do the teams stay strong? Like, can you make a dynasty? I know you said that the Pies won 2 World Series in a row.
They did.
Which is 2 weeks of seasons.
Yeah.
Well, actually, one season is a whole week.
Yeah.
So, do the teams like carry over? Like, so the rosters are they always the same, or do they cycle new players in?
Yeah, I don't know. This is the first week I've been involved in it, so I actually couldn't tell you that. But it'd be interesting to see if there's like trades, if there's retirements, things like that. So it is just a new very brand new thing, just created in the last 2 weeks. Especially you can tell since the site crashed at the very end of this past World Series. So yeah, it'll be definitely something I'll keep my eye on too. It's since all of the sportses are retired for now or done for now, probably for the rest of the year. It's an interesting.
That's not true.
What's that?
Actually, the MLB is back, and NBA is back.
Is it? Are they though?
MLB is about to be on their way back out.
Yes.
They like 7 or 8 games already due to entire teams catching corona.
Yeah.
NBA is doing it right. They're in a bubble. Unless you're Lou Williams and you leave and go to get chicken wings and go to the strip club. see what happens with that. But yeah. No, NBA seems like they're doing it right with the bubble. Hockey's been going on too.
Really?
They have satellite cities they play out of. They try to keep travel to a minimum. It's kind of like what MLB should have done, but MLB is like, no, we'll just start the shit back up and YOLO.
Yes.
So MLB is about to be on its way out again. Hockey's doing fine, and basketball, I think, should go on without a hitch. They just had their first couple games Tuesday and Wednesday.
NFL is doomed before it even starts.
Hopefully, they take a page out of MLB book and not do anything that they've done. But yeah, they have no intention to do any kind of satellite city or bubble. So we'll see.
We will see. So moving on, I want to talk about Giantbomb. This is the first week I did not listen to a Giantbomb at all episode of any of their podcasts. There are multiple podcasts. Well, that's not true. I listened to the Hotspot, which is the only one I listened to. But it's not really video game based. It's more like shooting the shit. Talk about things that you want to talk about. That's not video game related, not super video game related. But yeah, I mean, I was listening to the Lord of the Rings book. So that took up most of the time, but I at the same time, I do have like, a tier of podcasts that I will listen to always, even if I'm doing something else, or if I have lack of time to listen to podcasts. There's always that like A tier, S tier of podcasts that I will always find time for. And, Giantbomb is not in that tier for the first time in like 10 years. And somebody on Reddit basically summed up my thoughts on why I stopped listening pretty well. So this is posted by user deleted. So we got that. Post is called, I wish Giantbomb would address these issues, the decline of reviewing games. He says, did many people read and watch them on the site? Probably not, and this is a valid reason for not doing them. However, what I've noticed from re-listening to 2009, 2010 podcasts is the review process was an incentive for them to play and finish games more often than they do now. It was very rare that only one member of the staff was playing a game back then, and usually 3 or even 4 of them were playing the same game. Jeff, Brad, and Ryan would routinely mention juggling several games for review purposes, and this meant that when they were discussing each game, the discussions were more nuanced and in depth. Now that they just play games when and how they want with no end goal in mind, I feel they drop off things much easier, which means games don't get the attention they used to. He goes on to say that he is a professional videographer, so nobody knows editing is long and hard work more than me. It is time consuming, no doubt, but while a lot of the off the cuff content Giantbomb was what made so many of us fall in love with them in the first place, many of the edited features were some of the site's best content. Let me see. So they talk about he was a GameSpot premium member and was devoted to the Hotspot, On the Spot, other podcasts back in the day. Up until recently, not much changed, but now I feel like they're losing their relevancy. They're not going out to big events. I mean, nobody is now, but, and those Twitch and YouTubers they mock so frequently, they're putting out higher quality, better edited videos than a company which is part of CBSI. So that is true. All the content that they made isn't as good as it used to be back in the day. But the part I wanted to focus on more was the part where he said, discussions were more nuanced and in depth, because that's what I get from podcasts like Waypoint Radio is these super long, super in depth, super nuanced, complex, interesting discussions between people who have played the same game. And now what you're seeing on Giantbomb a lot is you'll have 3 or 4 people on the show. Jeff, Brad, and, somebody else, and maybe they haven't played the same game, or maybe they're not interested in playing the same game. Like you said, they don't have the motivation to get through it, to see it to the end, because they're not doing the review. So you have them just dropping off games more and more often. So you don't have that same, back and forth discussion that they used to, because people are just not playing games like they used to. So.
Yeah, that's fair. I mean, you can kind of see it with us too. Like, you'll bring up a game, and unless you see it through to the end.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not about to go get that. It's personal. It's just, but my time restrictions and everything is rare that I actually get out and play a game. Like, I'm playing Spider-Man, but let's be honest, it's probably going to take me a month or 2 to beat.
Yeah.
Andy, how long was I having to finish Final Fantasy VII Remake?
How long did it take you to finish it?
No. How long was I hounding you to finish it?
Oh, yeah. You're on me.
I finished it first.
Yeah, you did. You were on me for like 5 weeks or something insane,
right? And you were the first one to do it. There were like 5 of us that were all playing the game, and I'm pretty sure you're the only other one that's finished. Everybody else hasn't yet. Yep.
That's crazy.
So I mean, I can kind of relate to that, but I mean, that don't you got to keep dancing with the girl that brought you to the party? Like they should keep reviewing the games. Like it feels like they're losing their identity, or maybe they don't know what their identity is right now. Maybe they need a sit down conversation. And I mean, what are they trying to do? They're trying to powwow? Like, what are they talk about if they're not talking about games?
I mean, it is a lot about the games, more about the industry itself of like, how are they going to pivot to making, online content as opposed to doing the in-person E3s or GameComs or any of the, games conferences that they've had in the past. A lot of talk about that. The game consoles coming out now, they're talking a lot about, the differences between the consoles, what the price is going to be, the console exclusivity, games that...
Look at me, that console so many times and you're not doing the console.
You're talking about console releases.
You said it 3 times and you just kept letting go.
Yep.
Sorry, continue.
6 consoles. But yeah, it's a lot about the industry itself and not specifically games that they may or may not be playing. One last thing I just want to say, this comment down here, one of the first comments on the post specifically talks about what my issues are with it. The guy says, I don't agree with all your points, but I think most are valid, especially with regards to game reviews or lack thereof. The discourse around games on the podcast as of late have been pretty weak and surface level. As a resource for making informed purchasing decisions, I feel Giantbomb no longer fills that role because, as you said, there isn't a critical mass of people on staff actively playing, let alone completing games. If you want a solid data on a game, I'm much more likely to go to someone like ACG, I'm not sure who that is, who can provide it in a succinct, no BS style. All in all, I'm glad you took the time to write this up, blah, blah, blah. Somebody else said, he responded to the surface level discussion they're having. He says, it's so much of this. I was fine with the backing away from reviews because I felt we still got what we needed from the podcast. But recently, it seems no one in the crew actually has any final opinions on the game. They just kind of describe what it is and then shy away from any sort of recommendation or verdict, except when they absolutely love a game. We've lost almost all actual games criticism from the site, and it really sucks. Yes, somebody else says that critical sophistication mixed with the devil-may-care crassness was the beautiful part about the early formula. And that really is, the main point I'm trying to make is they have a very, surface level, very basic, very, generic discussion about games now. And the thing I was sort of came to the site for, and the thing I came to the podcast for was that sort of sophisticated, nuanced discussion about each aspect of the game. And that's the thing they really backed away from recently, which I can understand because Jeff just had a kid, it's a year and a half ago. And I think, Vinny's had a family for a long time. And, I think, that having kids and shit will definitely cut back your time that you want to invest in games and also reviewing games. But if you can't, sort of fill that role anymore, then you should probably, pick up some younger people that can do that. So
as someone that's never listened to the Giantbomb cast,
yes,
is that their full-time job? Or yes. Do they have full-time jobs and that's their side hustle?
Giantbomb is their full-time job.
Then they can play fucking video games.
Yeah, exactly.
Right. Like if I'm getting paid upwards of even half of what I make now to talk about video games, you bet your ass I'm gonna find time to play video games.
Yep.
Right.
Like,
yeah. I don't and they
probably make
that to a significant other.
Probably make way more than I make now.
Probably.
I wonder if they're like a wife or something, just like, I'm sick and tired of you playing video games. It's like, it's literally my job, man. Oh, here, find a new job,
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, think about all these streamers, and you wonder how many times that conversation comes up in the house. But I'm interested to know, like what are their viewers, or not maybe viewers, listeners? Did they see like a correlation in like viewership or listenership going down or something? Because I mean, you imagine, particularly with me, like reviews always went so far with a game. What really happened is it by a game company that I really like? Is it a game that of a sequel of something that I've played before? I mean, most of the times reviews were just kind of like verifying, is it good or bad? And either way, if I wanted to get the game, I wasn't going to listen to the review. I just get it.
Right.
But now, I mean, they were fun to read, but now it just seems like whenever there's a game that comes out, I find myself just going on Twitch and just watching some gameplay footage and hearing somebody say something about it. Just straight up live. It doesn't really matter who it is. I just watch other people play it, and it's like, all right, that looks like a game I might want to play. So then I'll leave the channel, and sometime I'll get around to getting the game. But just I wonder if like maybe they were seeing numbers that they didn't really like, and maybe that's why they're getting away from reviewing a game because like nobody's really listening. Did you say that? I think you might have said that actually.
Sorry, say that again.
Or what? That like they noticed that people weren't listening to the reviews as much. Like that, you might just be hearing the vocal minority.
Yeah.
Like you picked up that one guy that feel like he said the words you wanted to say, but maybe it was just like, well, nobody's listening to this anyway, so we doing something that we want to do or whatever.
That's interesting. I don't know. I don't know what their numbers were. I don't know if they're like you said, if they're going to sit down and write a review and take 2 days to write a review. I don't know if it's worth it to them anymore. I know that they were talking about like the fact that recently in the last, let's say 3 or 4 years, games publishers have really clamped down on trying to not let leaks out of even the plot or the mechanics of a game. So what they've been doing recently is not sending a game out until like the day before or the day 2 days before or the day before release. And what will happen is, if you are looking for a review of a game that has just come out, you're not going to read a review that was published the day after the game came out. You want to read the review before the game comes out. So the fact that publishers are not sending out games in time for reviewers to review them well enough, right, to make a well enough informed opinion on the game, then I think that was one of the reasons they backed away from doing reviews.
I guess that makes sense. Yep.
Yeah.
Kind of leaks into what I was suggesting.
Yeah.
Actually, totally. Plus, I find that a lot of game companies are actually like backing away from even things like E3 and such. Like you hear it all the time how this E3 or something else it's dying. Nobody's putting out, like Sony doesn't do it. Sometimes they do it. I don't know. It just maybe that's just the whole I won't say genre, but the whole business of it is just kind of dying out.
Yeah, the industry is changing the way it promotes its games. Like you said, they're probably giving games to Twitch streamers. I know there are a lot of Twitch streamers play games before they are released now. And like you said, if I just want to see
they drop codes and
if you want to know what the game looks like or plays like or what people think of it, just go on Twitch and watch somebody play for 5 minutes.
Yeah, probably cheaper.
Probably is. Yeah.
And they probably make more money in the long run too. Like, all right, these guys can review it, or I could get like one of the biggest streamers in some. I mean, I guess it'd all be considered gaming community, but yeah, it just seems like more money would be just there for people to be like, oh shit, that game looks sick. I'm gonna get that game. Oh, this guy's playing it. Well, then I'm playing it. Makes a lot of sense.
Yeah. All right. So
pour one out for Bombcast.
Pour one out for Bombcast. I'll still listen to the Hotspot. Hotspot. I said before the old guard of Giantbomb. Jeff, Vinny, Alex, and Brad. Those are the guys I respect their opinion of things more so than the new guys. So the Hotspot is all of them. It's made up of them talking about stories from back in the day. So I will keep listening to that one, but I'm unfortunately going to drop Giantbomb. Yep.
Also, ACG is a YouTube channel.
Oh, okay.
So that kind of, you said ACG, I don't know what that is.
Yes, I did.
That comment. So that ties into the Twitch thing. Like he just went to a YouTube channel and watched this dude play it.
Yep.
Or whatever ACG actually is.
Gotcha. Yep. So moving on, unless Andy has anything to say about that.
Negative.
Okay. So we got a couple Linkin Park things to talk about this week. First is Mike Shinoda.
Hold on.
Yes.
Real quick.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Real quick.
Yes.
Andy, last week we did a name this tune. Last week we did name this tune.
Yep.
And how many members are in Linkin Park?
I I'm gonna guess 5.
Okay, I said 6, but he said 2.
Did not say 2. I did not say 2. I did not say 2.
As a rap rock group. I mean, listen. Remember that time where we had like this big old description on what new metal was? Well, we say what? Hey, new metal. They're new metal, but he said rap rock.
So I was singing it, and I said, "Okay, we have a singing part and we have a rapping part." And you said, Are they rap? Is the band a rap thing or the singing thing?" I said, "They're both. One's a singer, one's a rapper." So I was doing the rapping part of.
But you just forgot about the guitarist and the bassist and the drummer.
He was specifically. I'm doing like I'm singing. I'm describing. I have to describe what I'm doing. Like I have to give clues to what I'm doing, and I can only hum and like do la la la, la la la, like do some humming, and I have to describe when like the rapping part is coming. And I said, "There's some rapping and there's some singing." And he goes, "Well, what is it? Is it rapping or singing?" I'm like, "Well, there's some rapping and there's some singing. There's two guys that one guy raps, but one guy sings." You never asked whether there was other members of the band. You have to specifically ask that, my man.
Oh man, that was a lot of consternation there, buddy.
Sure,
but go ahead.
Sure.
I wanted to tell Andy that, see his thoughts. But I mean, at first glance, they were the same as mine, so you can understand where my distress was coming from. Continue.
Thank you.
Yours.
Yeah. So I went down a bunch of YouTube rabbit holes recently of React videos. React videos are, they're mainly targeted towards younger kids, but I also enjoy them. Some of them are like, VFX artists react to good and bad studio effects, CGI effects. One of them was because I guess I looked up something, this person reacts to that thing. I'm now getting all these React videos, but one of them was kids react to Linkin Park, like 17, 18-year-olds listen to old Linkin Park and give their reaction. And now they flipped it, and they had Mike Shinoda react to the kids reacting to his music. So I'm going to play a little clip here of that.
So we're going to be showing you a handful of music videos by a band that's been around for a long time, starting with their newest video.
Okay. I'm intrigued.
They're so suspicious.
I don't know who this is. I have no idea what this is.
I can tell you I already don't know this band.
Wait, is this Linkin Park?
I love that the first 3 people are like convinced they don't know who it is.
I like this.
This doesn't sound bad.
The guy in the striped shirt is so nice. He's my favorite.
Music video work well together.
The guy in the button-up shirt is so nice. He's my other favorite.
It's really simple drum beat in the background, and I'm like...
The guy in the Punisher hat is being really rude. I have a love-hate relationship with him because he simultaneously really seems like he listens to music passionately and he's like very invested in music, but also he's so opinionated.
Very depressing music video, I can tell.
It's not depressing, it's uplifting.
I have no idea who this is.
This Linkin Park! What the hell was that?
Funny thing about this song is when we play it live, all of the live stuff comes out a lot more than in the mix. So this, when you hear it this way, it's like, yeah, it sounds very electronic or pop. And then when you hear it any other way, it's a lot more rock, which I feel like if they heard that version, they would recognize it. Okay, seriously?
Let me pause it and throw up the video. You got to see his reaction. Let's see. You see that?
Yeah.
Okay.
This first video, I have kids, and I won't show them this first video.
I saw this.
It's just so bad. By the way, it was directed by a guy who did porn. He was a porn director.
That's hilarious.
He looks completely different.
Chester's hair in this video is so insane. My hair in this video is way worse.
This is what I expect from Linkin Park.
Not that pop shit that they were popping out.
You go immediately from him like, not that pop shit, and then the very next thing is like our poppiest song.
I imagine this is where everybody was like, oh, this is Linkin Park. Wait, this is Linkin Park.
Is this Linkin Park?
Nice.
This is very 2000s with like the cheap graphics that like wouldn't pass now.
Oh, don't worry, those cheap graphics didn't pass when we put the video out either.
It doesn't even matter.
This is honestly a really good song.
Thank you. The funny thing is, I am positive that if we put out a song today that sounds like this, people will just been like, oh, yuck, what is that? This in 2000 is great. This in 2017 is embarrassing. I feel like Chester's hair has become a caricature of itself. Why were we all so angry in this video?
These lyrics are so dramatic, but you don't really notice because it's so loud.
Because it's so
loud.
I think that's my favorite 90s hairstyle is just like the multiple unicorn horns.
The girls' comment about because it's so loud is like one of my favorite things.
Hold up. Can you not hear this?
Me?
Yeah.
I hear it, yeah.
Oh, you hear it. Okay.
I don't,
You don't?
but I'm handling it on my own end.
You're hearing it on your own end? You're handling it on your own end?
I'm handling it on my own end.
Okay. Gotcha.
I like this animation that they're doing.
Whoa, I actually really like this music video. This is really cool.
Maybe we need to do another animated video. This is getting good reviews right now.
You could tell, like, as the music videos go on, you could, like, hear the difference and the change in their style.
I like that she's picking up on that. That was cool. She appreciated the evolution. Because, I mean, you put these videos in the row next to each other, and it's like this video, or the song for Breaking the Habit at this point doesn't have any heavy guitars in it. Like, it doesn't sound like a alternative rock song. The evolution feels really like smooth and fast when it happens, but in reality, it was like over years.
Linkin Park made good music.
Thanks, dude. I appreciate that he's enjoying it. This is great.
I like this song. It's so funny watching like the lead singer's like evolution.
I want to send them all shirts. Can we do that?
Totally.
I totally want to do that.
I know this song too. Every single one.
This song was on Transformers.
This is a Transformers theme song. This is the one that I just heard 1,000 times as a kid.
Half the band, when we first got
As a kid,
asked
fuck off.
if we wanted to put a song in the first Transformers movie, 3 of the 6 guys were on the fence about it. The main reason why we did it is because we loved the toys growing up. You know, like I had every Transformer.
A lot of their music is sort of the same, and there's just something just kind of cringy about it, but I think it's just because everyone else hates on them, so I feel like I need to.
Okay, hold on. I want to know who this girl's friends are that are such like intense haters that that she cares so much about what they think about our band. Even though she doesn't really know our band, she does know that her friends hate our band.
So, that was the band Linkin Park.
No way!
She never figured it out.
They have been a massive
That's great.
Good for them for still making music. They like stuck around, even with all the hate that they get.
The first song we played you is their latest single, and there's been a decent amount of backlash from their fans. Some saying that the song sounds too poppy, that they don't even really scream sing in the song like they used to.
Yeah, I agree.
Their newest song is sort of like a sellout in a sense, just because it's like, oh, let's do what's trendy now, and let's bring in like a female pop singer, and then we'll make everything more mellow now instead of like 90s angst, because that's
What
not
have
in anymore.
we become
Like-
if we're hating on Linkin Park?
What do you mean?
This video is 3 years old. I feel like this is a good. Thank you for chiming in. I feel like this is a good moment to point out that this was recorded about a month before Chester suicided.
Okay. That explains why I was a little bit happier. I was wondering that too. I was waiting for like some kid to say something and like just it was like a Mike Shinoda watch people die inside thing.
Yeah, no.
So yeah, it was recorded 2017, like you said, a month before Chester died. So yeah. I think it was interesting hearing his reaction to people's.
I always thought Mike Shinoda was Asian.
Nope. I mean, it might be.
I mean, he might be a
Rob-
little bit Asian. He looks more Italian here, though, or just like
he looks
just
like
like
Mac from Always Sunny.
yeah.
Yeah, I thought it was just interesting seeing his take on people's thoughts on his on the music.
That was fun. Thank you.
Cool.
It was
I mean,
fun.
it's like what do they call those things? Like Jimmy Fallon does it or something. Reads mean emails and shit.
Yeah,
like this is like
yeah.
uplifting one. You know, I mean, it's cool. I mean, I was kind of hoping.
Yeah,
we good.
Yeah,
I was kind of hoping that this kind of happened after the Chester stuff, and you see him still in good spirits and whatever.
Oh,
I don't know, but it's cool that he was taking all in stride too. And can I say the breaking the video, the habit video was fucking incredible.
It was
I love
fucking
that video.
incredible. It's aming.
I like how
I really like.
that didn't hold up in 2000. Well, yeah, those graphics sucked in 2000, but then you're just talking about that video. Like, yeah, that video was great. We should make another one like.
What are you saying, Andy?
I enjoy everything that Linkin Park's done, even going back to the stuff that I thought I didn't like back in the day when they stopped quote unquote scream singing, which sounds exactly like something I would have said. I enjoy that now too.
Yeah, I went back and listened to more of their other stuff, and I went back and listened to some of their other stuff, more recent other stuff, and I got some of them. I don't know. They go back to screaming because I mean Chester screamed in a lot of stuff that was more recent than. I mean, maybe you're talking like the most recent album. Is that what you're saying?
No. I'm thinking probably back to like 2012 era when I stopped giving a shit about, or when I thought I stopped giving a shit about Linkin Park.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I mean, I did the same thing. I went back and listened to a lot of the albums that I stopped listening to. I think after Meteora, the third version, I think that's what threw me off. It's like, oh my God, like, let's make some new music or something. But, yeah. I know what you're saying. Yeah. I also agree with you.
So talking about Linkin Park, recently, the last, like I said, the Hotspot listened to, they're talking about Linkin Park and giving their boomer reviews. Jeff was giving his boomer review. Let me see if we can find the clip here.
Kids, and I left the kids upstairs watching, screaming, buying video.
But 3 years of WoW subs is not cheap.
Hold on.
Of course. Is a quality throw.
The Michael Bay ones?
Yeah, actually not bad. Good. You know,
here we go.
Like the way Mike Shinoda raps of Linkin Park fame. Like there's this like post. It's this just abysmal attempt to have that type of flow, that type of delivery. There's just something to the vocals on a lot of these songs you find that you just go like, man, what the fuck is wrong with, like, that Fort Minor album was incredible. Don't get me wrong. It's an amazing piece of work. Mike Shinoda is incredibly talented. So that's not the thing I'm trying to say here. Is it's a knock on him. It's that it's like, it's disgusting how much people are trying to bite off of his style to do this. And it's
that's the Linkin Park dude?
Yeah.
Is Linkin Park good?
Some of Linkin Park is fine. The album that he put out separately after, after, but like solo / with some other guys is really amazing.
Okay, he is good.
I think he is talented. Yes, he is very talented.
Question.
Is Fort Minor is Linkin Park good? Is a very
as someone who runs in new metal circles, I will say that I think that early Linkin Park is actually not bad.
Exactly. And that Linkin Park remix album is actually very good.
Yeah.
But at some point, I feel like Linkin Park got to a point where they just sat down and went like, what if we were just the new U2?
I mean, they
Not
had
necessarily...
2 songs. They had 2 songs that were specifically, I don't know if they were written for, but they basically became singles because they were used in 2 different Transformers movies.
Wow, really? The Michael Bay ones?
Yeah. Yes.
Right? Oh, man, I want a song on the Transformers. What do I have to do that? I have to do something like, transforming is Optimus Prime, stars screaming through the sky.
What
And
you
then
did
start
is just
rapping.
it is like
Yeah.
1,000 times more musically interesting than that song you're parodying. So good job.
Yo, hit it. I'll take a hit and I'll get some of this energy.
Yeah.
So playing that and playing the React video, I thought was interesting to hear, younger generation's thoughts on Linkin Park and also older generation's thoughts on Linkin Park.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
I kind of agree / disagree with most of the stuff they were saying, but I mean, it kind of tied into what me and Andy mentioned, how we just kind of stopped listening to it a little bit. That scream was very Chester, like try to get the last oomph out of your voice before it completely fades away. That's
Right.
pretty good.
Yeah.
Fucking normie.
Fucking normie. Yeah.
With the team thing though, the team video that Shinoda was commenting on though, it was like I don't know. I doubt he's ever gone back and watched that. It's just like, oh, why were we so angry? Well, I mean,
Yeah,
like,
that
we
was
had
fun.
to like known that like Chester had like demons and shit, right? Because I mean, I don't know. Maybe he was just saying camming up for the camera, but I was thinking like, oh, well, you probably knew why he was so angry. Like he had some pretty deep, pretty shitty demons in his head.
Right.
I don't know. Just being around that, I don't know. I don't think Linkin Park was as bad as they were saying though. It sounds like the guy's like, I run in new metal circles and what was this, like Linkin Park when they first came out was good? Like that's not true. They were good for plenty of time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and like Mike Shinoda said in his video, like that Linkin Park in 1999, 2000 was great in 2000, but if they put that out now, like that would be fucking terrible.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, right. The change
now
with the
that
times.
everybody's mumbling and whispering in their music.
Talking about mumbling and whispering, got a clip here. There you go. Nice segue. We got a clip here with Justin Timberlake and Anna Kendrick talking about Billie Ellish.
Give us your unpopular opinion, something up till now that you've been scared to say.
Down with barbecues.
Yeah. Chris!
Don't give up on barbecues.
I don't understand the hype behind Billie Eilish.
Chris!
Chris.
That ain't hype.
And to say that.
She's the real deal,
Oh,
sir.
Chris, you knew what the reaction was going to be.
He knew it.
Some people just want to let the world burn.
That's why it's an unpopular opinion.
So you've played the game well, Chris. We'll give you that.
Yeah. Well played. Could we go out on a limb and say he's a bad guy?
Oh, burn! Got him!
No, Billie Eilish is wonderful in every way.
Yeah.
Her voice, her songwriting, her hair, her fingernails, her clothing.
Her fingernails.
Yeah, she's got very long fingernails.
She claps
I'm
like
a big
this.
fan.
Well,
Chris, I'd say that you're the winner of the unpopular opinion game.
Yeah, really good. Chris, thank you very much. Can we get one more improv?
Yeah. So there you go.
That was good. I like that. You're the winner of the unpopular game. Yeah, perfect.
So JT likes her. So there you go.
Do people still like JT?
Why wouldn't they?
I mean, we like him,
Right.
but we're a different age group. Like, is he still cool?
I think he's respected as like a producer and such now. You know,
Not the dick in the box guy.
no. Well, maybe.
That's
Maybe.
why I respect him.
That's true. I mean, he definitely he got more of an edge now. I think maybe that's why he gets so much. He garners so much respect.
Does it
because
get
he's got that
edgier than
edge.
dick in a box? Gets edgier than
Didn't he
that?
have another one where it's like, I'll bang your mom, you bang my mom?
Mother lover.
I just remember
Mother
on a
Lover.
boat. Oh, I think I remember that one too.
Yeah. That was the follow up. It wasn't as good as Dick in the Box, but you know,
On a boat wasn't
Kinda
it?
edgy, I'll bang
JT
your
was it?
mom.
On a boat was Lonely Island.
Lonely Island. Yeah.
It was a great album.
Yeah. He was in, so the reason he was in this interview was because he's in the Trolls World Tour movie. So
Trolls.
Trolls, yes. World
Okay,
Tour.
so people
You said that with
don't. So people don't like him anymore.
No. You say that with a skeptic in your voice. I heard it, but Trolls made a shit ton of money. The World Tour movie, because it was like the first movie that came out on like VOD when Corona started hitting and theaters were closed. Like it made a bunch of money.
All of the money.
All of the monies.
That's interesting. I've never even heard of it.
Yeah, understandable. You are an adult. But that's the thing. Like, there are a lot of kids that, like, sit there and watch the movie, and it's like...
What was it based on? Is there, like, a popular TV show?
Trolls.
That it was based
you
on?
remember the Troll dolls?
Yeah, but why is that popular among kids now? Why do modern youth give a shit about troll dolls that were popular before we even gave a shit about trolls?
You have a weird perspective on life. It's like, this thing was popular 40 years ago. Why now? Dude, Transformers was popular 40 years ago. They made a movie about that. They make movies about shit that was popular a long time ago.
But there have been TV shows and toys, and Transformers never left. Trolls was popular in the early 80s, and
when was the last time Transformers was cool? The cartoons never.
I don't know. I'm not in the loop, but I know they're always on TV, and I know they still got toys at Walmart.
Also, Trolls World Tour is a sequel to Trolls, so there was already a movie out prior to this that must have done well enough to garner a sequel. So there's something in between the Trolls toy, the Trolls World Tour that kind of links it together a little bit better.
I feel like it's parents slightly older than us forcing Trolls on their kids.
Well, I mean, also think about it too. Like a lot of the stuff that we grew up watching, like some people that use those toys as well are probably movie producers now, so they might have influence in bringing something back. It's like, oh shit, everybody forgot about this. Well, let's bring back Trolls. Maybe I can make this generation appreciate these little.
You could say the same thing about like Power Rangers. Power Rangers was out like 2 or 3 years ago. That was the thing in the 90s. It doesn't matter.
Right. They've had like a new iteration like every 3 years.
Yeah, Power Rangers is another one that just never really left.
Yeah.
But Trolls was gone for a long time.
Well, maybe we'll get like a rock movie
Trolls. The only Trolls I've seen in the last 20 years have been like on the shelf at a Salvation Army or Goodwill.
Well, you, my friend, have not been in a Walmart.
That's true.
Someone Google why was Trolls made? Why was Trolls movie made?
Why was
it?
Well, that's what you're asking, right? Why was it made?
Probably because the creator was like super high on LSD or something.
I don't know.
The answer is to make a buck. They did not expect to make millions of bucks.
It is true.Hold on. I want to fact check something real quick.
Yeah, go ahead.
World Tour gross.
They made the movies about what was it? Who's the writer? Dr. Seuss books. They made all those books. Those weren't popular in 50 years. For 50.
So the Journal reported that in 3 weeks of $20 on-demand rentals, Trolls World Tour has grossed about $95 million. So not all the money, but definitely nearly $100 million for Trolls. I mean, that's pretty. That's something.
You said 95.
95 million, yeah, but they rounded up to 100 on March.
Trolls World Tour gross. I got 350 million.
Oh shit! All right.
Yeah,
well, that was
You're looking at Amazon rentals or something.
You might have been looking at 2016 Trolls. Trolls World Tour. What is it? What's that website that does all the money thing, the money stuff?
Oh, earned 346 million worldwide.
Worldwide, yeah. Gotcha. Yeah. Yes. Okay.
Yeah, I guess you got to consider worldwide if it's World Tour,
Yeah.
United States, Japan, Mordor.
Speaking of Mordor, thank you for that. This week I read The Hobbit. Listen to The Hobbit on the audiobook. It's very good. Listen to The Fellowship of the Ring. I got through that. Then I was like, hey, you know what movies I haven't seen in a while? The Lord of the Rings trilogy. So last night or 2 nights ago, I sat down, watched all of the Lord of the Rings movies. I've never seen the extended cut, so I got those. Each extended cut is 4 hours each. Let me pull up stuff here. When's the last time you guys saw the Lord of the Rings movies?
It's been a while.
Yep. Opinions, thoughts, feelings on the Lord of the Rings movies?
Freaky to one of them.
Huh? You get freaky to one of them?
Yeah, it's probably the Two Towers or something.
Yeah.
Which one was that? You know what I'm saying? The Two Towers, guys. You know what I'm saying?
Two dicks? Talking about two dicks right now? Is that what you're doing?
Oh man, God, boobs. Sorry. Spell it out.
When's the last time you saw boobs look like towers?
Bags of sand.
There.
Thoughts about Lord of the Rings? Let's see. I did want to watch them, but I haven't got around to watching them. And let's be honest, I'm not going to. But they were.
You mean
they were
you've never
good.
seen them?
When I watched them, they were good.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Got a little tired when I watched the third one, but I think you said you fell asleep for
the last one. The third one, yeah.
Okay, there we go. So I'm not alone.
Right. So I was thinking when I was reading The Hobbit and the Fellowship of the Ring, since Tolkien wrote those books in the mid to late 30s, early 40s in England, early 1940s in England, I was trying to think if there was any sort of like allegory or some sort of message he's trying to send by talking about the things he's talking about in the book, the evil forces occupying peaceful lands. I was trying to find some sort of message or allegory that he was talking about, especially towards the war, the Nazis and things like that. But I read the foreword, or I listened to the foreword in the beginning of the Fellowship of the Ring, and he says in the foreword, The Lord of the Rings has been read by many people since it finally appeared in print 10 years ago, and I should like to say something here with reference to the many opinions or guesses that I've received or have read concerning the motives and meaning of the tale. The prime motive was the desire of a tale teller to try his hand at a really long story that would hold the attention of readers, amuse them, delight them, and at times maybe excite them or deeply move them. As a guide, I had only my own feelings for what is appealing or moving, and for many the guide was inevitably often at fault. Some who have read the book or at any rate reviewed it have found it boring, absurd, or contemptible, and I have no cause to complain since I have similar opinions of their works, or the kind of writings that they evidently prefer. Boom. Boom roasted. But even from the point of view of many who have enjoyed my story, there is much that fails to please. It is perhaps not possible in a long tale to please everyone. Hold on, I lost my place here. Okay. The most critical reader of all, myself, now finds many defects, minor or major, but being fortunately under no obligation either to review the book or to write it again, he will pass over these in silence except one that has been noted by others. The book is too short. For any inner meaning or message it has in the intention of the author none. It is neither allegorical or topical. As the story grew, it put down roots in the past and grew out unexpected branches. But its main theme was settled from the outset by the inevitable choice of the ring as the link between it and the Hobbit. The crucial chapter, The Shadow of the Past, is one of the oldest parts of the tale. It was written long before the foreshadow of 1939 had yet become a threat of an inevitable disaster, and from that point in the story would have developed along essentially the same lines if that disaster had been averted. Its sources are things long before in mind or in some cases already written, and little or nothing in it was modified by the war that began in 1939 or its sequels. The real war does not resemble the legendary war in its process or its conclusion. If it had inspired or directed the development of the legend, then certainly the ring would have been seized and used against Sauron. He would not have been annihilated but enslaved, and Barad-dûr would not have been destroyed but occupied. Saruman, failing to get possession of the ring, would in the confusion and treacheries of the time have found in Mordor the missing links in his own researches into ring lore, and before long he would have made a great ring of his own with which to challenge the self-styled ruler of Middle-earth. So, basically he's saying that there was no purpose behind the book. There was no message behind the book. There was no intention of him to make any sort of comparison to real world events.
Say that again.
Okay, starting over. The most critical reader of all, myself. Now, what?
Just the last part.
Last part.
No, you cut in. I'm sorry.
Oh, yes. Okay. So I thought reading the book that there was allegory or some sort of comparison he was making to the war, to the World War II. That I think he was involved in World War I, but he was writing the book during World War II. And I was wondering to myself if there was any allegory or message he was trying to say about the world he was living in at that time. And it was interesting that the foreword that he was written in the Hobbit, in the Fellowship of the Ring, completely quashes that idea.
Mm-hmm.
Squashes that idea.
Okay.
So that's all I had. Yeah. Yeah.
Well, you got your answer.
I did. Yes. Let's take a break. I'm sweating. I need to pee. Let's take a break and be back in a minute. Bye-bye. So I've watched all of the Lord of the Rings this week. Let me play.
Man.
I'm a sick man, yeah. All of the Lords of the Rings, 4 hours each, 12 hours in total. Extended edition, because I am not a pleb. I'm not a normie. And you're probably asking, what is in those extended scenes? What is in the extended versions of these movies? Well, Dion, glad you asked. I will tell you. Fellowship of the Ring. Several scenes tacked onto the beginning shed new light on the hobbits and helped to introduce the main characters, particularly Frodo and Samwise. Sam's relationship with the woman he eventually marries is explored to some degree. Also, these scenes allow viewers to learn about the hobbits in general. A key scene included in the extended edition involves Sam, Frodo, the Wood Elves. Frodo and Sam are camped when they're seeing the Wood Elves leaving for the Undying Lands so they can live forever. The most important aspect of the scene is that it comes directly from the books. Another noteworthy scene comes when Galadriel, Kate Blanchett, hands out the gifts to the Fellowship of the Ring. You see them receiving their new weapons like Legolas's bow. It's not essential to the plot, but it is a neat addition since it gives the audiences a chance to learn about the main character's magical items. So those are the scenes in the Fellowship of the Ring, which I enjoyed because I had just finished the book about a few hours before I started the movie.
Yeah, so real quick.
Yeah.
Hobbits really need more introduction? Did all those characters? I mean, I feel like, if you know, you know.
There was stuff in the book about what's his name? Samwise. Samwise. His sort of relationship with that woman he marries at the end when they get back. There's more of that involved. There's more stuff with Frodo and the ring, or not Frodo, Bilbo when he has the ring. There's more stuff about that with him, giving it up to Gandalf. So yeah, there's a bunch more in the Shire before they left.
All the scenes kind of like took right from the book, kind of.
Yeah.
Okay, so I mean, I guess that makes sense. If you're making scenes that you're pulling directly from the book, why the hell not?
Yeah, I believe all of the scenes that were left out were directly from the book. So Two Towers, the extended edition boosts its theatrical runtime from 179 minutes to 223 minutes.
Good Lord.
Yeah. This version adds a bit more to the scenes.
That they do all that stuff, and then they leave so much on the cutting the floor.
Yes. A lot.
Cut so much. It's nuts.
It is nuts. That's
so much because it's like think of how many scenes they finalized and they didn't use, but they had to like get perfect anyways, just in case they did end up using it. It's just nuts.
It is nuts. The amount of time you take the actors to set up the scenes, the lighting, the sound gear, and then think about all the post-production work they do for all those scenes they don't use. Yeah, it's crazy. So let's see. This version adds a bit more to the scenes with Pippin and Merry and their encounter with the Ents, the Treebeard. Earlier in the film, when Uruk Ai were taking the two hobbits to Saruman, Merry seems ill, so Pippin begged him to give him water. Instead, the Uruk Ai gave him some of their booze. Much of Saruman's plan for attacking Helm's Deep was left on the cutting room floor, including the decision to burn the forest of Fangor, encourage the villagers to attack Rohan, and to build a dam, the one you see at the end when the Ents destroy it. One particular deleted scene that's present in the extended edition is a flashback that answers a few questions about the motives of Faramir, Boromir's brother, and provides a look at his relationship with Boromir for the first time. Boromir died prior to Faramir's first appearance, so the flashback allows them to appear in the same scene. It's here that we learn that the father, Denethor, prefers Boromir over Faramir, which I feel like you kind of can surmise from the fact that Faramir's dad tried to burn him alive at the end of Return of the King. Yeah. I don't know if you remember that or not.
Yes, I do.
Okay. What was I going to say? Oh, that whole scene with
or Game of Thrones took right from it.
Yeah,
they got the king that was people alive in front of their dad.
Yeah, exactly. There was a lot taken from Lord of the Rings that George R. Martin put in there. I'm trying to think. I was going to say something, I forgot.
Sorry.
Something about taking Helm's Deep, building the dam. Flashback. Oh, Boromir is alive at the end of the Fellowship of the Ring in the book, but he died at the end of Fellowship of the Ring in the movie, which I thought was interesting because I got to the end of Fellowship of the Ring and I was like, oh, okay, we get to the part where Boromir dies with all the arrows and shit. Nope, he's alive until the end. A scene with Aragorn reveals a few personal details about his character that are in the book but aren't directly addressed in the theatrical version. Aragorn is said to be 87 years old, and this fact explains how Aragorn, this fact helps explain how Aragorn is such an experienced warrior. It gives you better information about the character. Furthermore, King Theoden's son was given a proper funeral in the extended edition. In the theatrical, it cuts to Theoden mourning Theodren after asking where he was. Onto the Return of the King with 51 minutes of extra footage. The extended edition for the third and final film in the trilogy adds almost an hour's worth of new content. This brings the Return of the King's total runtime to 4 hours and 11 minutes.
Yeah. That is gross.
That is pass, yo. The fact that the movie was
that came out in if it came out in like 2010s, 2020s kind of stuff, be split into two parts.
Exactly.
I mean, you wouldn't have a trilogy. It'd be like part 1, part 2.
Part 3 probably. Considering they made all the Hobbit, the one little Hobbit book into 3 movies.
Yeah.
I read that and it was like, I looked at the runtime and it was like 8 hours for the audiobook. And I'm like, how the fuck did they stretch an 8-hour audiobook into 3 movies?
It's funny that you just never noped out. You're not like, nope.
Let's see. So the fact that the movie is already 3 hours and 20 minutes long explains why so much had to be cut, even though many of them feel like they belonged in the theatrical version. Among the changes were longer battle scenes at Helm's Deep and Isengard. The extended edition gives Eomer, Karl Urban's character, one of his best scenes in the entire trilogy. A deleted scene shows Eomer, E-O-M-E-R. Eomer, sure. Yamar. Shows his horror. Amers. Shows his horror as he reacts to finding his sister, Eowyn, lying on the battlefield.
Wait, is the sister the whore?
The whore? The one that from she's from Gondor. The what? Say it again.
The whore of the whore.
Anyway, she's the one that stabs the Night King in the face, and we think she died because of the trauma of stabbing the Night King in the face. I don't know. Another example of a major character missing out of their most important scene in the theatrical cut is Saruman. Saruman is the antagonist in the Fellowship of the Ring and Two Towers, but is for the most part overlooked in the Return of the King. The theatrical cut doesn't end Saruman's story. The extended cut, on the other hand, includes Saruman's death. Saruman dies after being pushed off a balcony where he is impaled by a spiked wheel. But before this, when the heroes along with the Rohirrim here were pushing Saruman's orc army back, The orcs fled into the forest and were believed to have been killed by the Ents instead, judging by their screams. One character was completely cut from the original version, the Mouth of Sauron. The Mouth of Sauron is a disfigured creature with unsettling appearance. He lies and tells the heroes that Frodo is dead, but Aragorn isn't fooled and chops off his head. Some argue that this moment was... Huh?
That rhymed.
That rhymed? Yep. So he lies and tells the heroes that Frodo is dead, but Aragorn isn't fooled and he chops off his head. Some argue that this moment was out of character for Aragorn. Jackson claims that the scene was cut because it lacked effect. One of the best scenes that was cut from the theatrical version was Gandalf fighting the Witch King. Gandalf was losing the fight, but the sound of the horn distracted the Witch King long enough for him to leave without killing the wizard. Other scenes were talking about various characters and storylines. For instance, Eowyn and Faramir's romance is given some screen time. Also, it's shown how Aragorn, Legolas, and Gimli take the Black Ships, which happen after they convince the Oathbreakers to help them, and how Aragorn's mind wins over Sauron when he holds the Palantirn. Every movie in the Lord of the Rings trilogy received many more scenes, but Return of the King easily had the most to gain. So yeah. This trilogy of movies looks pretty good, even though it came out in 2000. I watched it in 1080p, and then I went to a YouTube channel that was transferring all the movies to 4K. And I feel like when you're transferring a movie like this with a lot of CGI and a lot of miniature effects, a lot of practical effects, it doesn't really work to up-res a movie like this into 4K. Because you're noticing all of the little details that don't quite fit. You know what I mean? The foreground characters don't quite fit. You can tell how they're sort of stitched together into the background, you know, with the CGI background, and you're sort of noticing all the little stitching of the characters, all the little makeup effects and stuff like that when you're watching stuff in that high of a resolution. But overall, it still looks very good. Gollum looked a little dated. Yeah, the graphics were a little bit dated on Gollum. It looked a little, the lighting effects and some of the sweat and stuff like that didn't look. Huh?
He seemed glossy.
Say that again.
Did he seem glossy?
Oh, glossy. Yes. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, glossy. Yep, he seems shiny and glossy. A little bit too.
Speaking of dated Gollums, I watched Empire Strikes Back this past week.
Yes.
First time. I'm trying to finish the original Star Wars movies. Yoda in Empire Strikes Back was a little more whack than I thought he would be.
He was much more hairy.
He's hairier, and I guess he'd been quarantined.
He's older.
For probably
go into exile. I must.
Exile. That's the word.
My appearance.
He's been in exile, self-exile, for what, 25 years at the point of Empire Strikes Back, or so,
right,
roughly.
Right.
So yeah, I guess he's entitled to acting a little crazy.
Yeah. Sure.
It'd be interesting to see.
Yoda reminded me more of a Gollum than I expected.
Oh, okay. I see what you're saying. Yeah,
there's a tangent there.
It'd be interesting to see how you feel about his look in the prequels trilogy, because you didn't watch the prequels trilogy before this, did you?
No, I did. I'm watching in chronological order.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. That's part of why I was so shocked at how ridiculous he was in Empire Strikes Back.
Yeah.
Because he was so sleek and smooth in the other one.
What'd you think about the reveal? That twist, huh?
Which one?
That one.
The
one.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh.
You fucking kidding me right now? You're fucking kidding me right now? When everybody says that reveal in Empire Strikes Back, there's really only one I could be possibly talking about, my man.
Think like Toby Keith and Who's Your Daddy?
Oh. Who's your daddy? Yeah. Okay.
Did you just see it coming?
It was underwhelming, to be honest, because I already watched the first 3, so I already knew. Like, it wasn't a reveal to me.
Right, it was revealed in Toy Story 2.
Different voice. Like,
huh?
Who's your daddy? Who's your baby? Would that be like more impactful?
I mean, he just wasn't like. It was also. It was very much less dramatic than I was expecting. I was expecting like a. Luke, I am your father. But it was actually.
That was good.
It was actually, Luke, I am your father.
Wrong.
It was the look in your heart. You know it to be true.
It's not that quote either. He says, Luke. He says, yeah, search your heart, and Luke says, you killed my father. And then Vader says, no, Luke, I am your father. So,
but what would you think of Luke selling it, man? He's kind of like, oh, come on, man. Come on, I get it.
That was a bad face.
No, it's impossible. Yeah, he's an ugly crier.
He is an ugly crier. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Have you watched anything else since you've been on? Because you haven't been on like in a month and a half, so you had to watch something else since then.
We've been watching I'm Sorry on Netflix.
Okay.
It's a sort of like a sitcom with Andrea Savage, one of the writers from The League. And it's pretty fucking funny. They're writing season 3 was derailed by the pandemic, but it's still coming, and I'm excited for that. But yeah, it's a vulgar mom who just talks as if she's a toddler, basically. Like, her whole behavior and verbalizations are as if she has no filter whatsoever, like a young child. And it's hilarious. Not like a disorder, just like she's a comedian, and therefore that's what she does. It's funny. I'm not good at that. At talking. I'm not good at talking. So
yeah, we know.
You should check it out. Highly recommend.
Okay.
I'd be careful with just assuming that they're gonna have another season, because Netflix is pretty bad at just like
chopping them off.
Yeah.
No, they're
really good at chopping it off.
They were actively recording when they had to stop actively recording. But yeah, they could still do that.
Yeah. Sounds like a good time for Netflix to look at their financials.
Yeah.
Can I say something? That Jesus, there's so much stuff that I want to watch, and I just have no idea where to start. And it's intimidating. I mean, everywhere. Even shows that I was watching, like Dave on Hulu.
Yes,
I was watching Dave. It's just like, want to get back and continue watching Dave, but I just never do, because there's so much stuff, and it's like, well, I've seen some episodes of Dave. Maybe I should watch something else, but I haven't seen all the episodes of Dave. So then I get in, and I'm like having a battle with myself, like, what am I going to watch? Like, and there's so much to watch.
There's so
and you know
much
what I end up watching?
everywhere.
Nothing. I end up watching nothing.
Yeah, that's kind of why I've been doing the movie thing of just like, what are the best movies, and being like, all right, you tell me what to watch.
Yeah.
That's
what I'm thinking.
Yeah. Right.
But like, nobody's here to tell me what to do. If I left it up to Carrie, she's like, we're watching Friends for the 30th. But even then, it's like I get the remote, and it's like, all right, well, I'm about to fall asleep, so I'm just gonna put on something that I'm comfortable with, and I just start watching Scrubs. No better. I don't know. Crazy. Good shit.
Hold on a second.
And
Damon,
now,
what have you been watching?
Damien's Review Corner.
Yeah, here we go. So back on that. You assigned me 2 movies last week, or I was assigned 2 movies last week. You assigned me one. Carrie assigned me another. I don't remember who assigned me Lace Samurai. Was it you or Carrie? Do you remember?
No, sorry.
I
just remember the number I said.
I think it was number 3. Whoever said 3.
Yeah.
Okay.
28, and I almost lost my mind.
Lace Samurai from 1967, directed by Jean-Pierre Melville, Stars Aileen Delon, Francois Pierre, and Nathalie Delon. It's about a professional hitman, Jeff Costello, is seen by witnesses after his efforts to provide himself an alibi drive him further into a corner. This is very good. It was on the Criterion channel. I'm knocking those lists off of Criterion movies I got to see. 1001 movies I got to see. So this is one of the big ones that I always see on those lists. So it was very good. It's like an hour 40, I want to say, hour 45. Very tight thriller. Even though underselling it. Well, here's the thing about these movies is I always feel like I gotta justify watching them because they're old and they're foreign and they're slow. So it's weird for me to talk about them and try to find something that you would find interesting in them. You know what I mean?
Right. Well,
but, yeah.
Yeah, I get what you're saying.
Yeah, but I'm saying, it's from 1967, so you think it's gonna be slow, not gonna be a lot of action, you have to read subtitles. But in spite of all that, I think it's still a very good movie. Very good acting. So I gave that an 8 out of 10. And so that means that you assigned me, or Carrie assigned me, The Apartment from 1960. This stars Jack Lemmon, Shirley MacLaine, and Fred McMurray. It's about a man tries to rise in his company by letting his executive use his apartment for trysts, but complications and a romance of his own ensue. So this is a very good movie as well. I've heard it's one of the best comical, old-timey comical movies of all time. This won the Oscar for Best Picture in 1961. I think deserved it. It is basically it's really a movie about loneliness. The guy is a single man, and he's loaning out his apartment to all these other people. They're all happy people. They're all partying all the time and have all these, interesting lives. The guy has all these executives have wives and girlfriends, and they're always going out, all traveling and shit. He's usually stuck alone in his apartment, and it's this interesting story of him falling in love with the secretary that he works with, but she's also, in love. She's in love with his executive. So it's that sort of like weird love triangle. But yeah, I would recommend watching this. I think it's only like an hour 40, hour 45. So it's definitely not Lord of the Rings length. Yeah, all these movies. Yeah, it's got better depth than, say, these modern day like drama. I think
romance
so.
Kind of thing.
Well, yeah, it's also interesting. Like you mentioned, it does like reference. It is sort of that like what do you call it? Building blocks and like the formula of modern day romances, but it doesn't have the sort of, I don't know, silly slapstick elements that a lot of modern day dramas sort of lean on because they don't want to get too serious. You know what I mean? This is a it's labeled as a comedy, but it also has a lot of serious themes to it. So I think it's
I am getting that vibe from it that Billy Wilder, he's very tight with his comedic moments.
Yes,
seems to be one of the things that I'm seeing in a lot of these reviews.
Yeah,
so it's not like it's impactful, and there's depth to it. It's not like a formula.
Yes,
of your romantic comedies these days. So
yeah,
it's interesting.
It is very interesting. So yeah, that's all I've been watching. Now is the time of the show where you two will assign me a movie to watch this week. Dion, give me a number between 1 and 179.
11.
11. You love those little numbers, those small little numbers. So this is a number, a movie called Terms of Endearment. I've always heard. Yeah. I've always heard this movie as being like a mom movie. You know how they have like dad movies of like, what's that one that just came out? Seahorse? Greyhound? Is that the movie Tom Hanks that just came out? Yes, it is. Okay. I'm hoping maybe somebody ever heard of it. Yeah. They have dad movies, but those have mom movies, and I feel like Terms of Endearment, Steel Magnolias, shit like that, are very mom movies. But because you assigned it to me, I'll have to watch it for next week. Andy, give me a number between 1 and 179 that is not 11.
69.
All right. Number 69. Say that again.
I said you probably got the one that you really want to watch there, but nobody's ever said 69. First one to say 69.
Yeah. Number 69, nice, is From Here to Eternity. Gotta look it up. Don't even know the synopsis or even what it's about. Let me see. From 1953, starring Burt Lancaster, Montgomery Clift, and Deborah Kerr, and Frank Sinatra is in this thing. Okay. In Hawaii in 1941, a private is cruelly punished for not boxing on his unit's team, while his captain's wife and second in command are falling in love. Interesting. Yeah. All right. So that was
like an old movie.
Old movie. Yep.
Boxing team.
Yeah, Navy boxing team. All right.
Sound like a script one.
I don't know. Did he?
Yeah, I did.
He did?
Nice. I was wondering if y'all heard that.
Oh, I heard it. But animal.
Wasn't even that loud. Wasn't even a good one.
I got, like I said, I got you turned down 70%, and you turned yourself down. So had to be a ripper.
A ripper. So what do we want to call the gaming corner? Just the gaming corner? We got the Yo Winning Son is one we could
Call
play.
it Are You Winning, Son?
Yo Winning Son? Okay.
Are You Winning, Son?
Let me plug this. Plug you guys in here.
We need a drop for that. Just, Are You Winning, Son?
Let's see. Screens should pop up here. Hold on.
Do you know the origin of that meme?
What's that?
Like it's like a thing, and like the dad's walking in the door, and the kid's playing like a hentai based game.
Is that what it is?
He's like, it was like VR. He's got like a headset on. He's got like things, and it says like, I don't know. I forget the phrase. It was like, juggle my titties, something.
Okay.
It's Anankun. Anankun? And I don't know how to. I'm sorry. I might be butchering it, but yeah.
Anakin Skywalker is what you're trying to say.
No.
Yeah, go ahead.
It's like I don't know. It's like senpai, senpai kind of thing. Like, oh, senpai, that kind of thing. Anankun.
It's like
go ahead.
Woo. Yeah, I'm playing. So I'm gonna play some Rocket League for you guys. I feel like I just have. Yeah.
What?
Are you trying to trigger us?
I haven't found a new what do you call it, roguelike this past week.
Roguelike card game.
Yeah. So I'll play a couple games of Rocket League. You guys watch. Huh?
Been getting deeper in Spider-Man.
Tell us about getting deep in Spider-Man.
It's fun. Combat's really fluid. I might have said that before, but every now and then when I'm playing it, it's just like, damn, that's smooth. I really need to get better at being stealthy. That's just not my forte.
Right.
But it's just kind of zipping around the city. That's pretty cool. All these like little puzzle games they got going on. I got one where I had to like, what the hell was it? I gotta match the current, and there's some math involved. Like, all right, well, if you're putting in 3 electrons, you gotta take out 2.
Of course, yeah. Everyone knows that.
Yeah, so maintain a charge, overload circuit. But then there's like other ones where it's like you got to see the pipes, and you got to you can like chase them throughout the city, and then you got to like line up like satellites. It's really cool. I don't know, it's fun. I like the one where you have to like match strains of the hell is it? I'm pretty sure, like not DNA, but
RNA.
Huh?
RNA.
RNA? Are you being serious?
Yeah, I don't know. DNA, RNA.
Played it. I'm trying to figure it out. You played it a while ago, but
A long time ago. No, I'm saying like DNA and RNA are like it's the powerhouse of the cell. I'm memeing, sort of.
The mitochondria.
The mitochondria, yeah. I have no idea what I'm talking about, by the way.
An Eve reference. Andy, what have you been playing? Good talk.
I think we lost Andy at some point. I heard him say you're trying to trigger us, right? Was the last thing he said?
Triggered him. He's gone.
All right. See you in 2 months, Andy.
I'm having a problem pulling up your what you're trying to show me, though.
Oh. You are?
Don't show me again. There you go. Wow. Stream was black.
I'm here. I'm taking a leak.
Oh, cool.
Jesus Christ. So, can you see it or no?
Well, I mean, I see I see go, I see your car, and then I go to watch stream, and then it doesn't let me do it. Stream failed to start.
Weird.
Let's try to help.
Let me take it down. Put it back up.
Tell us what you.
Hold on. Let me put it back up. Stream Rocket League. Here we go. Maybe if I do 1080. So you see that? Yeah. No. Yay or nay?
No, I don't see it. Yeah, check. I exit out. Oh, nope, I exit out the whole thing. Oh, fuck. You still hear me?
Yes. You see 3 or 4 windows? How many windows do you
I
see?
see bicycle, I see me, boost, and then stream failed to start, close stream. Stop watching.
I got you.
Yeah, I'm gonna drop a call, I'll be back.
All right.
You fucking whiffed.
I did. Yellow.
There it is.
There it is. Got it?
Nice.
You got platinum?
Yes.
Or shit. That dude whiffed.
So is this part of the podcast? We just
Yes.
Watch you play Rocket League?
Usually it's something different, but yeah.
Yeah.
You apparently dusted off the old Rocket League. Now, did you stop playing this game for a period of time, or have you just always been playing it?
I've been playing it every day, pretty much on and off.
Wow.
Yeah.
You just transitioned to PC and therefore stopped talking about it with us.
Yep.
I just don't get where you find the time to do all of this.
You don't know where I get the time?
Playing Rocket League, watch Lord of the Rings, all 3 of them for 12 hours.
You can do them simultaneously.
Well, yeah, that too.
Get it, but it's
What
just
do I-
like how much do you pay attention to one or the other? Like, is
What
your,
do I
is your
not
rank
have
sheet-
that you have? I think you can figure out where the time is. Figure out what I don't have that you
It's
have.
bad. You have a job that's worth 12 hours, so I mean,
Well, this
you
week,
gotta sleep, I assume.
this week I was a very short week. I texted you, right? I texted you, oh, the machine down, came home.
Right.
So that
okay.
was like half a
You
day.
said you play this like every day, like
Yeah, when I get home.
I'm
Couple hours.
impressed, a little jealous, somewhat disgusted.
It's a lot of emotions all at the same time.
Yeah, and you're making me feel a lot of things right now.
There we go. Well, Dion, do you want to do the play-by-play since you're not playing?
Yeah, man, sure. Okay, Damien up top on the dome, swing and a miss. Defender on him. Damien doing his rotation. God, fucking better do the rotations or he'll kill you. That was the rotation. Damien cut through the middle. He proves to everyone watching that sometimes going off script Does work out. He scores the goal. 2-3.
How about that goal explosion?
It was exploding. It was big and yellow.
It imploded.
Oh, it's imploded. Video quality is a little rough.
Oh, okay.
And they are attacking to the blue. Damien's on blue. Spike down. Nice deflection, Damien. Don't teammate. Nope, not his teammate. That's the enemy. That was his teammate. Damien's cut it. Down on the orange side. Going up. Pass to his teammate. No one there. Hate to see it. It's like he's playing with me and Andy again. Ball back on blue side. Damien's waiting. He whiffed, and it's a goal. Damien couldn't come up with a clutch save. Orange scores 4-2. Damien, tell me what's going through your mind right there.
Well, I'll tell you, that
Like
was a tough. That was a tough whiff. I'll tell you what.
Yeah. Ball still in the center. Teammate out of nowhere. Blast that bitch. Oh, that's a tough one. That's tough. Over Damien's head. Orange scores again, 5-2.
Brutal.
That one wasn't so much on Damien, though. His teammate lost the battle.
Did. All right, 5-2. 2 minutes left.
Break out the cape, buddy. Time to be a hero.
That's right.
2 minutes left on the clock. Ball's in the corner. Still advised, but what are you thinking?
Well, see, that's the thing where a guy passes and then gets his own pass. It's like, buddy, you got a teammate who's in position. Take your pass. I don't actually need.
Here we go.
I don't actually need you to be hitting your own passes.
And there it is, 6-2. Damien with the forfeit. Teammates like, nah, we're sticking this one out. You don't have to comment. You're getting your ass kicked, buddy. Oh man, Orange guy showing mercy on you.
Getting my shit pushed in.
Yeah, he could have had that goal, but he decided he wanted to be flashy. That's not. I mean, you got the Orange guy's just sitting in the goal, just waiting. These guys feel no challenge. You're not pressuring. You need some pressure. This one's gonna be rough for you, bud. Rip. Oh. Rip. Somehow ends up pulling it out to save.
Kind of feels like you haven't played in a while.
Listen.
I mean, we only just see that one goal. So. Oh,
there
collision!
There it is. There it is.
That's what it took. You that on.
One more. You gotta see it. You gotta see a win here, guys.
Man, look at those wheels. Those wheels are tight.
They're fancy. Look at my Let's see. Blue car. It's my blue car. All purple and shit. Look at that.
I mean, I feel like that was your car when we were playing.
That's how it looked when we were playing?
That's what mine looked like. Gizmo with the... No, that's not Gizmo. What the hell? What type of car is that?
Octane.
Octane.
Yeah,
Octane with the purple wheels.
Mm-hmm.
I gotta imagine they're kind of probably running out of ideas for the way cars look, right?
You gotta be. Hey, didn't that just come out that Rocket League's going free to play? Hear about that?
Is it?
Yeah.
Wasn't
it? I did read that, yeah.
Yeah.
I thought it already was.
They're also doing letting your inventory transfer from one console to the other. Console to the other.
All right, so kickoff. Ball's on blue. Damien is on the blue team.
Yeah, no, he whiffed.
Damien tips it into the orange person's hands.
I don't believe it. I think I got
1-0.
Yeah. Kickoff.
Hey, I'm calling it like I see it, buddy.
Go ahead. Keep it going.
Damien in goal. Welcome to half court. Orange whiffs. Time to attack is now. Blues sitting on their laurels. Oh! Damien decided he wanted to advance.
Miscommunication.
Very big miscommunication. All three blue members were attacking the ball at the same time. You hate to see it. They're going to need to get some kind of communication going, right, Andy?
That's right.
Here's a shot. Two people, two blues again, trying to be the hero, going for the goal, both with him. Damien sitting there in middle.
Damien went for the pass.
Gripping
there.
and controlling. I'm not saying that was your fault. That was their fault.
Sure. Then we have my teammate here, just hitting it for no reason.
Yep.
Shot up the middle.
Yeah, these guys
Blocked
are
by
on
Orange.
each other.
Pig scored.
Pig scored. How are you even get a name like that? Is that AI?
No, I think you just get that
Like
name
a
early.
day one player?
Yeah, probably.
Someone who's had his Steam handle for 20 years.
Yep.
Oh yeah, you can get more fancy with the computer names, can't you?
I believe so. Yeah.
Oh, what a save! ×3. Ball takes some bad bounces in blue. Nice, clear. Ball's back on blue. I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm seeing like the frames are like they're pretty fucking awful for me right now.
Yeah,
right?
same. I'm having a hard time following the game at all.
Hmm.
I'm enjoying it,
Yeah.
but having a hard time following it.
Because ball's in blue. Okay, ball's still in blue. Everyone's in blue. This is a shot for Orange, and he whiffs. Page out of my book. Too much. Ain't doing the save. Oh, this ball's going crazy. This is like playing like getting Doom on my
flip
Windows
book.
95 right now.
It's like flipping through it like a animation flip book.
It's like those old porn channels. Oh shit! I missed the goal. Blues up
Did
2-1. Damien, yeah.
Woo! Let's go, boys.
First touch.
Ball's in Blue's corner.
Ball is in blue corner.
Big going up for the shot. Blocked by Orange. Damien coming up for the pass. Got the demo and the pass.
Oh, the demo.
Going back to Blue's corner.
Careful, careful.
Big should be coming out
Up
to clear
over
it.
the goal. Teammate just hit it back over. What a dick. Now, when you say rotate, tell me what to look for here, because I remember being called out a lot for rotating, and is it like
you were called out for not rotating?
you?
Not rotating.
Yes, they're not rotating.
Sure,
Suppose if I was rotating, I wouldn't have it. So,
Yes.
I see you kind of like circling back.
Yes.
Not really doing anything different than I used to do. I assumed like a rotate was like stage, where like maybe at one point someone's an attacker, someone's in the
Yes.
middle, someone's coming up the side, and then one person takes the shot, they miss the shot. Now the person that was the middle kind of loops back around, and now you have a new attacker. Is that like kind of like stage? Like so, say if like you got 1, 2, 3, you're position 1. After the initial shot goes by, you now become party 2 in this play. Is it like that?
Yes.
Or what I see you doing is kind of like going up and then you're circling back around, which seems like the stuff that I would do, but you would say that's not correct. That I should be doing something different.
Let me see if I can get the stream quality better in a second here. Does that seem any better to you? The stream quality improved? No? Okay. Cool. So yeah, questions about rotation. So yeah, a really good example of proper rotation would be, as I get into another game here. Hold on, might have to close that out. So good example of a quality rotation, like you said, somebody takes your shot, somebody behind them then takes another shot. Better example would be like if you're guarding the goal, if you're on defense, right? The ball is coming to your corner. One person, you still there?
Yeah.
Okay, so person A, right, goes and try to clear the ball out of the corner. Let's say they can't clear the ball out of the corner, it sort of just stays where it was. That person that just tried to clear will go back around, rotating in the infield back to the other, basically around to the other corner, so that the next person can then try to clear, and it keeps going, keeps rotating like that until there's either a clear or a goal happens. So if you're trying to clear the ball and you do clear it, then you move up. That person that did clear it will move up, unless there's some sort of the ball gets away from the guy and you're the guy in the middle, and then you would move up. Basically, you always want to be in. You want to be moving. You want to be moving, and you want to have a guy back. You always want to have a guy back or a guy ready to be back. So let's say you're attacking, right? The guy you then clear the ball. You move up the field. The guy, let's say you're moving up the field with the ball. You go for a pass. There should be only you, and there should be the guy receiving the pass on blue side, on the enemy's side. There should be always somebody on back. Your side. There should be always somebody back, ready to defend or ready to move up. So let's say you pass, right, and I shoot. Either the person shooting or actually
probably sitting in the middle. You got the person riding up the right side of the wall, we'll say.
Sure. Yep.
You're going to pass it in through the middle, and that's your cue for the person in the middle. That's you to go and take the shot.
Yeah.
Now you got the goalie in the back who's either going to at this point? Move in as passer or move up as the next shooter?
Either one. Either one what happens. Let's say you shoot, right, and I'm back, and Andy's passing. Andy passes, you shoot, you miss, whatever. The person. So what did I say? You shoot, you pass, I shoot. Andy's back. Andy should be then.
The passer rotate to the goal.
The passer
would seem like
yes.
The passer would rotate to the goal because they have the most momentum.
Yes, exactly.
All right.
Yep.
I mean, I had the idea. I mean, for the most part, I did. I think the real struggle was when it came to me being the shooter, catching a pass and hitting it into the goal.
Yeah,
was always a problem.
Yep.
It got rotated as badly as you might have thought.
Right. Also, a lot of the pace of the game was a lot faster, I think, than we were ready to get into.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. I mean, I couldn't even get a shot out of the air typically, so
yeah,
I was getting foot down a lot of times.
Faux show. So that's all I have for this week. I don't know if you guys have anything else.
No. So, actually, have you seen any of the Ghost Sashimi?
Yeah, I've been watching a couple streams of that. It looks pretty good.
What did you think about that? Because I think you were saying you like that type of game. What was what were you playing before?
Neo. I played Neo.
Yeah, that's kind of like it, right? A little bit harder though.
Yeah, I'm not into those games. I did play it. I didn't enjoy it. I didn't get very far in it. The Dark Souls games are not my jam at all.
Okay.
Yeah.
This didn't seem like Dark Souls-y too much. I mean, from what I read, like combat seemed really easy. But what I thought though was like the sounds in it, and the way it played, like the cinematics, like not the mini map or anything, but it had like this like natural like the wind would like guide you in the direction you're supposed to go. I thought that was a neat touch.
Yeah.
But the sound, man, they were incredible. Like
yes,
just the bubbling of the throat. Yeah. It's like
yeah.
It's a really beautiful game.
It is a very gorgeous game.
I'm not going to play it. But, it was like number 17 or something on like best releases for PS4.
Yep.
Which is like pretty impressive given like a lot of people pretty much waiting for the PS5 now.
Yeah.
I'm pretty curious about that one. I might actually end up picking that one up. I've been spending way too much time playing Overwatch and not doing well either. There's no reason for me to keep playing. Like it's not good. But that, and I gotta get back to Outer Worlds. Gotta finish that one.
You haven't finished that, huh?
I just stopped it when Final Fantasy VII, when that remake came out. Jumped into that, and after finishing that, I've been playing Overwatch with my brother. So I gotta get back into the Outer Worlds, and then I might try to pick up like Ghosts of Sashimi?
Yeah, Sashimi.
I'm pretty sure it's not Sashimi.
Tsushima or something like that.
I'm fairly certain that's not right.
Yeah, I think
maybe
like
racist
Tsushima or something like that. TSUSHIMA or something.
Something like
Tsushima,
that.
though, I like that one better.
Ghost of Tsushima.
Yeah.
Yes.
Would you say that you finished Final Fantasy VII because I was like the wind behind underneath your wings?
Exactly.
Driving
Yes.
you like, please
You were the-
finish the game so we can talk about it, please.
Exactly.
We're not playing any common game really right now. I don't think between the three of us we're playing a game. I think Final Fantasy was the only game that was close. Before that, it was like Rocket League. Well, I mean, you guys were both playing Outer Worlds. I still gotta get around to playing that sometime. I will when I see
You
it
pick it
going
up, and I'm only a few hours into it, really. So you pick it up, and we can sort of play it together. We'll have
Okay.
something to talk about.
Well, I
next
mean,
time.
I got Spider-Man. I got to do with it. I still
3
got
months.
Assassin's Creed on deck. So
Assassin's Creed.
yeah, Odyssey
Yeah,
seemed fun.
I never
Well,
liked the
yeah.
Assassin's Creed games.
I mean, I played one and it wasn't bad, but I think Odyssey. I think they were saying they kind of deviated from the typical Assassin's Creed, and some people hated it, some people loved it. So I don't know. I might fall somewhere in there.
Yeah,
somewhere in there.
Word.
So Damien, can
Yes.
you answer the question? You winning,
What's up?
son?
I am winning. I am winning, Daddy. Is that weird? Is that weird to call you Daddy? Is it weird? Is it weird for your kid to call you Daddy? Is it because has the sexualization of the word Daddy impacted the way your kid calling you Daddy?
Not even a little bit.
Okay.
Daddy was never a sexualized word in my relationship, so.
Well, no, I'm saying socially, in general.
It might be a little different if my wife called me daddy at times, but never had that situation. Yeah, there's a whole lot there, like. But I mean, I don't know why you're particularly like, oh, she didn't call you daddy. Like, you're not doing something right. Is that what you're saying?
Yes. Yeah.
Oh, okay. I got you. No, I mean, she called me other stuff, but it's not daddy.
Okay.
I think daddy, it's like saying like that's someone with dad issues, and my wife doesn't have dad issues. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Well, it's dad issues, but also I don't know. It's like it's the whole incest thing that the porn is now obsessed with. Stepdaughter, I'm stuck in the laundromat. Please help me.
Well, daddy's been around for much longer than the explosion of incest porn. I would imagine. Actually, I mean, I don't know how far back incest porn has gone, but I mean, daddy was like, call me daddy. Like that was like something like high school. Even before that, like middle school, I remember just like, well, yeah, daddy. I didn't know it was talked about. I know it was like super sexualized, but
yeah,
I don't really know I don't even think it needed to be. I always just thought it was like daddy issues. Like, when you think about it scientifically, like what was it, Oedipus complex or something?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, I mean,
I don't know if that's science.
Well, whatever it is, psychological, it makes sense in a way. Like that's the first man you're ever like. I mean, there is a thing like you mold the people that you talk to like later on in life, like with against the people that you were raised with, like like I mean, in a way, it does make sense. I don't like what's the opposite, like a what do they call it when it's the mother thing? I don't know.
I don't know.
It's just like your spouse is supposed to have some kind of like connection, like you see something in your parent, in your spouse, typically, because that's just like the woman that you've known your whole life. So it's only natural, but yeah. So, people took it a little bit farther with the like daddy stuff, but that's the thing. That's where I always thought daddy came from. Not like, oh, you're sexing me right, yeah, daddy.
You're sexing me right.
Say, you're like, oh, you me good. You don't have to say daddy at the end of it. Say my name. Say my name.
Heisenberg.
Heisenberg, you goddamn.
So can I say something? I've been Damien.
I've been Heisenberg.
I'm in.
Fuck capitalism. Go home, and we'll see you next week. Goodbye.